All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the brand new movie podcast. Real good stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna call it.
Maybe.
Probably.
Might be taken.
Maybe. No, I don't think it is. All right. Anyway, I'm Keaton from the Buzz. We did MCU and me. I'm joined by Eric. We're doing a regular movie podcast now. Can you believe it?
I know, right?
Wow, that's such insightful commentary from my friend Eric. So today we're talking about the nostalgia possible bait movie, Detective Pikachu.
I wouldn't say it's nostalgia bait.
Now, this is an interesting movie because I am an avid fan of Pokemon. I've been playing the game since I was a kid, watching the anime since it was on VHS.
You mean the manga?
No, it was it was the games. It was the games, and then it was anime first.
You're not,
and then a manga came after.
You're not cultured, I see.
You don't even know.
Okay.
And Eric is not a fan of Pokemon at all whatsoever.
Not because I don't like it. It's just not. I never got into it. To be honest, I could never afford the cards as a kid. So
the cards is like the lowest form of the media.
Well, no. Anyways, look, I don't know anything about the lore really. All I really know is Pikachu and Me Too.
Hashtag Me Too movie.
All I know is that he's super powerful. That's all I knew coming into this movie. So this is like the perspective of a non-fan, just watching it, judging it as a movie on its own. I'm not sure if it's one of those movies that was trying to be a good movie in itself and then also kind of cater to its audience, like the fans, or if it was just kind of like, hey, story second, like cater to the fans first, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
it's being called the best video game movie because it's decent. Is generally what people say. They say it's okay.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's not really the one to break the curse, I don't think. But
I don't
know though. I don't really consider this like technically a video game movie. I mean, I guess if you want to get into like semantics,
Detective Pikachu is an actual game.
Oh, okay.
So the character itself is based on a spin-off game,
right? And
it's based on the world of Pokemon. But like, it kind of draws on it, but it's an all-new city and region, presumably.
Yeah, if it's not, I don't know. I don't think I consider it.
So it's basically like a fan service story in the universe of Pokemon.
Yeah. That
apparently is or is not canon. I don't know.
Like, semantics-wise, yeah, sure. It is a video game movie, but I don't know. I don't think technically, like, it's not, like, based off a strictly video game property.
Like, you wouldn't necessarily think that it's based on a video game. Like, there's no health bars and
exactly. Well, because
it's like the credits.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is the game based on like the cartoon?
No, it was the games first, and then the anime because of popularity.
Oh, okay.
The games were around for a while. They were in like the second game, I think, by the time the anime came around, and then the manga came around much later, and it was based on the games. The anime kind of took the story of Pokemon and just fucking ran with it. Because in the game, you're just like a generic kid. You name yourself, you name all your Pokemon. In the show, it's Ash and his Pikachu, which is not even like a starter Pokemon. So you can get a Pikachu, but Pikachu's not even that big a deal besides being like a mascot Pokemon until he was like the mascot for the anime.
Okay. Well.
So that's why Pikachu is like the known one, is because of the anime, and that ended up being the most popular thing of Pokemon for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's...
Now he's voiced by Ryan Reynolds and not Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah.
That
was it the better choice? Oh,
I don't know. It could have been kind of interesting. But it would have been kind of weird at the end, like if Danny DeVito just came out.
What I'm saying, like, it was Ryan Reynolds the good choice. Like, nothing against Ryan Reynolds. The guy seems like a cool guy.
He was good. I think
he's
one of the better aspects of the movie.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess general thoughts. I thought it was fairly mediocre. That's just me, though.
I thought it was like
very predictable, kind of.
I thought it could have been
acting was
so much better.
Acting was
bad.
Real.
Especially the main two characters.
Yeah, the dialogue.
The two human characters, let's say what's his face, Smith or whatever.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know his name.
We're watching the actual. We can rewind. Where's he at? Justice Smith.
We
have the trailers pulled up and going.
He's getting there. The dude has potential.
I think he's pretty bad. There were like one or two scenes where he was like passable, like he did fine. But like other than that, it was like really like.
Hey, look, it's also the stuff he was given. All right. right? It's the material.
Yes, but he's also been bad in other movies. Okay, like apparently, like Jurassic.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
But apparently, like he was unwatchable.
Well, that's unfair to say because
from my personal experience, this is the first movie that I've seen him in personally. Okay. It's not a good first watch.
Yeah, I mean it's not, but I see some potential in there.
I think what they did, because they're trying to like Americanize Pokemon and make it make sense. I think they did a pretty decent job of making the world of Pokemon like a lived-in world. That was fine. But generally the characters in the games are supposed to be like 10 years old to like 15, but he's like 21, which I think was for the best because you actually get like somebody who theoretically could act, but he was okay. And the girl, she was overacting a lot.
Yeah, and here's the thing about the movie. A lot of the movie is kind of exaggerated, and I'm not sure if that was intentional or if it was just kind of bad. You know,
because like a combination of both, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't know. The movie never really explicitly makes it out to seem like it's an exaggerated like world. And I mean, of course, look, I mean, there's Pokemon and shit. You know, like you're living with creatures, but in a sense of like that's already like an established part of the world. But as far as like how people behave, like would someone behave like that in a world where Pokemon exists? Like say us, would we overact as much as they do? That was a lot more complicated than I intended it to be, but still, like, I don't know. I still don't really know if it was intended or not, but more than likely, most of the time, it's not intended. Because, some of this dialogue was just, oh boy.
Yeah, she had, like, a really long spiel, like, when she was, like, in her first introduction scene with the guy, where he, like...
Yeah.
Something about a story, and, like, you need to look into it, but, like, it was, like, a whole monologue. Really overacted, and I thought maybe if the writing was good, the guy was going to be like, "Did you plan that all out?"
Yeah.
Like I thought they would do something to acknowledge it.
You know, sometimes like like that seems to be the new thing. You know, you do something bad, but as long as you're meta about it, it's passable or excusable. But
because if it's a character trait, like this person is overacting, and that's just kind of like the character, which makes sense in this world because there's like tons of eccentric characters in the games and everything like that. But in this, it's just kind of like, oh, she's just overacting. Everyone kind of overacts.
Yeah, and the plot, I don't know, the plot was, I mean, was there much detective-ing going on?
They find the substance R, which you would think would, like, set up, like, Team Rocket, which is, like, a villain in the...
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for, too. I wasn't...
So you're aware of that?
Like
Team Rocket?
The two, the chick and the guy?
Yeah, Jesse and James.
Yeah. So they're not
anime.
in this, right?
They're from the anime.
Okay, and they're not in this, right?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
See, and it's kind of weird because they reference things that are like anime exclusive almost. So for example, I don't know if it's really a spoiler, but at one point Detective Pikachu sings the Pokemon theme song from the anime.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's also like, well, does that mean that in the Pokemon universe that song is a real thing?
I guess so.
Okay, but and then like Jigglypuff, the way that it sings is also reminiscent of the anime as opposed to in the games, but it does the same thing. So, like, what could you tell as like a non Pokemon fan? Like, what could you tell like was new and what was old? Like, what was actually they were taking from existing stuff?
So I didn't know. I mean, this never really it isn't brought up in the movie, but I didn't know that there could be more than one Pokemon. Like, for example, I didn't know that there was more than one Pikachu. I thought there was only one. I didn't know there was multiple Pokemons of each kind. I mean, I know. I have a decent idea of how they work. You know, you Pokemon battles and whatnot. And they kind of reference that. I like how they kind of didn't go too much into it because when you really think about it, it's kind of slavery. But anyways, so you know they kind of danced around that, but. Still, I don't know. I was pretty lost for the most part, to be honest.
There's some things that are pretty essential to like Pokemon lore, I guess, that they don't cover very well. Like evolution is like a big part of Pokemon because you.
Yeah. Okay. No, I got that.
Because some Pokemon can evolve, or most of them can.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. Actually, you know, most of it is pretty. Like, if you have a decent idea going in, then it's not that confusing. Because I mean, the movie does kind of lay it out in a way. It does try to explain like certain things. Like I do remember the evolution kind of thing that they were going with, and being a little familiar, I kind of pieced it together, but
it's like of all the plots that could go with. For a Pokemon movie,
it is.
Would a fan of Pokemon like this? Yes, because you're seeing live action Pokemon done on a studio scale, and the Pokemon look great.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, Pikachu in particular, he looks good.
Of course, it's going to be the one they put effort into.
Yeah,
some of them just look like
the rest of them,
the 3D models, just kind of placed in with more realistic textures. So it kind of varies. But overall, I think the Pokemon look cool. But it's like this is not really a traditional Pokemon story.
Yeah,
and maybe that's why. Like even, I guess we can kind of get into spoilers now. Where overall thoughts is. It's okay.
You catch it on a Tuesday.
Catch it on a Tuesday, like
Cinemark. But even then, I don't know. To be honest,
I'd watch it on TV.
I would only watch it.
I'd rent it if it's on Netflix. I'd watch it.
If you're a fan, I guess it's good. If you're not, then don't bother.
Okay,
it's not good enough.
Yeah, I don't think you can watch a standalone. If you have kids, they probably might like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because there's enough like action and stuff in there. I mean, the Pikachu stuff is cool. Like, his whenever he does like use his powers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it is kind of funny. I'm at points.
Yeah, there are definitely some parts that I actually chuckled at, but sometimes I was laughing at the movie.
Yeah.
And
no, but like the mime one,
especially like during the the Mr. Mime was like funny, and I like the fact that they like add sound effects for like the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, there's some clever parts, but I feel like overall it's a pretty standard story with Pokemon thrown into it.
It's just okay, and in today's,
you can do better than okay with adaptations nowadays.
Yeah, you should do. You shouldn't settle for okay.
So
I can't.
Hopefully, they already greenlit a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they'll almost go like an anthology route with Pokemon now.
No, that'd be cool.
I don't want them to do Detective Pikachu 2. I don't want Ryan Reynolds to turn back into a Pikachu. That would be super convoluted, and it's not that amazing. Like, it's cool, it's fine.
It's alright.
It was a great introduction to get people like, oh, it's Deadpool, but as Pikachu. It's a good, like, entry into the Pokemon universe. I want to see, this is talking about future movies, I want to see a fucking Pokemon movie. I want to see a journey across a country.
I mean, honestly,
Pokemon battles.
I would have preferred that. I'm surprised they went with this idea. I mean, I guess it's fresh.
And that's why I wanted to talk, because like a villain plot in a Pokemon game is like, if you're starting from Gen 1, it's Team Rocket. They just want to steal fucking Pokemon. That's all they want to do, and just do evil guy shit. Like the plots get like a little bit more advanced and like nuanced. Yeah. Like in Black and White, the main villain is like, hey, we shouldn't be enslaving Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean,
so
no, I mean, if you really want to get into it, if you want to, because they took it kind of the safe route. You think it'd be a fresh direction, like Detective Pikachu. It's kind of a weird mix of things, but it ended up being kind of just mediocre in my opinion. But
yeah, I want to talk about the villain plot specifically, because in this movie, the villain plot originally was that they wanted to have Mewtwo or whatever. Like that's what it is before the twist. Mm-hmm. But then you realize, like, oh yeah, this guy's evil, and he wants to merge with Pikachu. Okay. And there's this gas. The gas is not from anything else. The gas is original to this movie. Mm. And then suddenly at the end, they're like, yeah, Mewtwo, whenever they're inhaling the gas, they can fuse souls together. I don't know where that fucking came from, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it just ended up, I don't know.
And then he starts fusing people with Pokemon. Which is...
Yeah,
all the plots.
It was one of those generic. It was one of those generic evil businessman, like, I don't know, things that we need to evolve as humans. What was it, like the same plot as the Amazing Spider-Man 1 with the lizard?
Kinda, yeah.
Same thing as what else? Fuck, there was one recently. It's like every single time there's like a new, not a species, but like a more adaptable species, I guess, that. Fuck, I'm blanking out. God damn it. There's other movies with this plot.
Where, no, for sure. They went super safe with it, and that's why they got Ryan Reynolds. That's why.
Yeah, like what you just brought up, I would much rather see that. Like a movie. Like, I mean, you can't. I don't know how deep you want to get into it, because I mean, it is Pokemon, it's a kid's property. But if you want to get into some deep, like, kind of themes, like, yeah, like, should we be enslaving these things?
Well, the thing is that in universe, Pokemon enjoy battling.
Oh,
so like, okay. And you only really get to keep a Pokemon if it wants to be with you.
Yeah. No,
it's not like enslaving most of the time. Yeah. It is a kid's show, and Pokemon don't die; they faint. Mm. It's pretty kids friendly the way it is. So it's like it's not like parasitic. It's like cooperative and everything like that. What was I trying to say?
The villain plot.
Yeah, it was just dumb.
Yeah.
Also, the pacing is kind of fucked for this movie. Probably could have mentioned that in the spoiler-free version. But whenever they go to the lab, which is like what I thought was like the middle of the movie, like, oh, they're going to discover the villain plot and then they're going to go do other things. After that, like, they're going to find something out and go do something else. Pikachu gets hit by a fucking rock.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, Pikachu's going to fucking die. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, oh, we're in the end game now. Okay. Well, yeah, because every movie, the climax is like the end game of the movie. It's just like, okay, they have to go heal Pikachu now on this weird little one-off journey. Then there's like the twist of Mewtwo. It's like, oh, Mewtwo's not bad, which has like been a twist for Mewtwo for like forever. Mm-hmm. But it's like the pacing was kind of weird because like leading up to that point, I thought it was gonna be like the halfway point of the movie, but it's like, oh no, we're almost done here, and then it goes into the main character splitting up for practically no reason, and then they meet at the end and they're fine together. So, yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, that's all I got.
Maybe Endgame kind of fucked up my pacing, like sense of pacing, because I expect a plot to be like long form like that, and this is just like a super short. It is essentially like a kids movie with like stuff for adults. There are a few like sex jokes in here, which are pretty good. Yeah.
Also made me think about how like I can't picture Ryan Reynolds as his dad, even though he's the age to be.
Yeah, it was just so weird.
Yeah, he's the because I thought about. I was like, he looks so young, but then I was like, wait, he's not. He's like fucking 45 or something like that. But then I was like, I can't see him as a dad.
Oh,
that is weird.
He is. Justice Smith is his son.
Nah. Oh boy. All right. Well. That's all I got.
Was there anything you liked about the movie?
I mean, again, the Pikachu stuff was cool, but other than that, not really.
Them doing Pokemon stuff was cool.
Like
the actual part where they Pokemon battle and they only they try to capture one Pokemon at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the only like Pokemon type stuff. I did one like weird like small touch I liked is that in the like underground fight club scene, there's the Pokemon X Loud, I think is. Or maybe that's the evolved form. Loudrin, I think is what it is. It's the one with like the things. Basically, the dubstep and like EDM music that was playing they were making it with their mouths, and I thought that was kind of clever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just like small touches like that. It's like just little shit, and like Ditto, for example, like being able to turn into people. That's kind of weird. Not usually a thing that happens, but I mean,
okay, that's what I was. Yeah, that's I didn't know if that was like.
No, Ditto is supposed to turn into the Pokemon it's fighting, basically. Oh, but they do kind of like explain away of like, oh yeah, it's a weird one we experimented on. Oh. That's why they had like the little beady eyes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've ever seen like the little Ditto plushies where they're just like regular Pokemon, but they have like the dumb little smiley face on them. No. So basically, in the I don't know. That's also an anime thing where like Dittos do that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, not too much to talk about.
Yeah, that's about it, to be honest. I don't know. Someone said this would make more money than Endgame.
I don't think anyone
said it would be the biggest.
It did make a lot of money. It made a hell of a lot of money.
It'd be the biggest like movie of this year, is what they said.
No.
It was one of those reporters that
It did make over $100 million. And it's only been out like 1 or 2 weeks. So that's not bad. So the Pokemon property's there.
I mean, yeah.
But
overall, trash movie.
That's all all I want is for it to be better.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I'd give it probably like on a number scale. I mean, I feel like 3 is too harsh, and it's not a harsh 3. It's just it's not for me. I'll leave it at that. It's not for me, and on its own, like as a non-Pokemon fan, like it's not a good enough movie to stand on its own. It's
I don't think I'll rewatch it for like some little Easter eggs, but like
like if you're not a Pokemon fan, then don't bother. But if you are, that's where Keaton comes in. I don't know.
I give it. It's just so forgettable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's nothing to it.
I feel really bad. I think I gotta give it a 5.5.
Yeah. Okay. So what? 4?
Did you give it a 3?
Yeah. 4.25.
Something like that.
Whatever the fuck. Doesn't
Great
matter.
rating system we got here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's Detective Pikachu. What's the next movie we're supposed to see? John Wick, I think.
Yeah.
Is the one I'm going to aim for? Okay, cool. Well, we're going to review John Wick coming up. Join us for this movie podcast. Hopefully, at some point, we'll get a movie that we can talk about for more than 20 minutes. It's not a Marvel movie. Someday.
I mean, that's a good length. I don't know where we're at. Cool.
All right, be sure to follow us on social media. We're going to try to get this up on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that jazz. So check us out there. Listens on audio platforms really help. But also subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Buzz on YouTube. And follow us on Twitter. I'm at Defend the End, Keaton on Twitter, and I'm joined by
I'm at
inappropriate username.
Your boy Dickface. That's with 2 C's. Dick with 2 C's. Your boy Dickface on Twitter. Same thing on Instagram. I should probably change that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, though. All right.
Hopefully we get some character development over the process of the podcast.
Maybe. You never know.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Fuck!